Hey, this is JC. Welcome to Urban Life Guy, where we explore the urban lifestyle and jungle survival. Today we're going to have a look at this survival shovel by a brand called Annihilate that's owned by Zune Lotto. And maybe this model is called Bad Kid, or maybe this is what you use on your kid when it's bad. But basically it is a shovel. It's got a unique head design. It's got a handle which can break down. You can even have tools inside. So we're going to unpack this, check it out, bring it out to the field to field test as well, and I'll tell you what it's all about. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. And if you'd like to support the channel even more, do check out my shop links in the pinned comment or description below. You can even join as a channel member. Thanks a lot. A shout out to Zune Lotto for sending me this shovel. This is the box that it comes in. You can see that's kind of the breakdown drawing. So really simple carton box, and then inside, let's get that opened. We have the product, kind of instructions and a diagram of all the different tools that are part of this setup. And then they also tell you how it locks in place. I believe at a 90-degree angle and a 180-degree angle. All right, let's take this out and just have a look at it. It comes in a digital camo nylon pouch here. That's about it. All right, it is pretty heavy. Not sure what the specs are. I'll put it up on screen, but it feels to me probably about 1 kilogram. So it's not a light shovel. It's definitely not an ultra lightweight shovel. And I believe that's because it can be a full-length shovel. So really depends what you bring out to the field. So decently made. This is nylon. And then you've got a single belt loop over here. Now to me it's too heavy to wear on your belt, but definitely convenient to just put in your pack like that. Right, lots of different things inside. We've got paracord. This would be a sling, I believe, for the bag itself, connecting over here. This is one of those survival saws. Not sure if it's supposed to just go inside the pouch as an accessory, or does it actually go into the handle. I guess you might be able to put in the handle of the shovel, but it'd be hard to get in and out. If not, then you just have this as a nice accessory with this pouch. You have kind of a pocket, different compartments. These are the aluminum shafts that break down, right? You can see compartments there inside. It's a bit of a foam over here, and that's it. All right, so pretty decent way it's packaged, right? Different parts over here. Let's have a look at this. These look like small tools. So we've got a root saw, it looks like, and there's a blade as well. So it's a tanto style design. Survival whistle. And over here, what's this? Looks like another kind of a knife, or maybe it's a gut hook. Yeah, it looks like gut hook, a little bit of a saw here. And this looks like a cap lifter. All right, between these, whistle will be good, and maybe this root knife and blade. All right, let's have a look at this in a bit. Right, this is the main shovel head. So it's in its own little kind of cover. There's a plate over here. Okay, let's take this out. Okay, so it's a Velcro just to hold it in place. I guess it's good if it's a sharp shovel head, or if it gets dirty, it's good just to have this to contain the dirt as you keep it inside your pack. You've got it in plastic, quite oily. I'll get this wiped up before I put it onto my leather mat. Okay, I've cleaned off the excess oil. Just a bit about the shovel head. It's made of thickened high carbon steel, military grade, CNC machined, and it's hardened and heat treated. So it's really supposed to be hard and wear resistant, rust proof as well. Now they call this an 18-in-1 military folding shovel, and the angles you can lock this at are 30, 90, and 80. Not sure if they lock automatically or you would kind of screw it in. We'll try it later on. In terms of the handle, you have sections over here and the different lengths in terms of how it's extended from 17 inches to about 29 inches to about 41 inches. So really different lengths. So let's see how this would get together. This is obviously the bottom. So let's see if this can unscrew. Let's see if there's anything underneath here. Oh, there's a ferro rod. That's nice. So you can strike the ferro rod. Yes, you could use your knife, or maybe you could even use this to scrape, I believe. So that goes in here. Okay, let's just do a short shovel first. Now, there was this collar here, so I remember this is probably here. And let's see how something like that would fit in. Okay, so this screws in like that. So you've got a nice handle for your root saw and your blade. Let's see if I can just connect this like that. Yep, that goes in pretty well. And that connects like that. So this is kind of your short shovel. If you play Call of Duty or any of these games, this would be pretty familiar. So if you want to lock it, okay, I can see where this is where this collar comes in, I guess, to lock the blades at different angles. So you would have to unscrew this, turn that, and then screw that back in. Okay, let's go to this angle here. Yeah, so that's your kind of a 90-degree angle, and I believe the 30-degree angle would be something like that. Yeah, and then you'd again use that to screw in. Well, feels sturdy. We have to bring it out to the field to actually try it, but okay, I can see the design and kind of understand it. Just have to get used to the different configurations. All right, let's just pull it open. Okay, so compared to some other shovels, it is not so easy to get from that 90-degree angle, let's say, to 180-degree. You will have to unscrew and toggle, but this also means that in those locked positions, it's going to be very solid. It's not going to just turn and break on you. So that's a plus point, right? So this itself, okay, so over here, this is sharpened. Now, not to a kind of a steel blade, but I can feel it sharp. So definitely can cut through roots and stuff. It's not paper cutting sharp. You have kind of a root saw over here as well. Additional blades, so lots of blades all around. Maybe they see this being used as a weapon as well. If not, you can really just chop into trees or branches that are in the way. I mean, this feels solid, but again, we have to go out into the field to try it. Now, I'm always amused when they have rulers like this. Now, I guess when you're out in the jungle surviving, you need something to measure how long you have to live. So that's why that is there. Other than that, it seems very sturdy. This is probably about just under half a kilogram. So it's still not ultra lightweight by no means, but feels very sturdy, and definitely as a vehicle tool, especially if you wanted a shovel for your truck, your 4x4, I think this is something you would consider because it's heavy duty, yet as you saw, it packs really small into something like that. So that's pretty nice. Well, let's go out to the field. We'll test it out a bit, get a feel of it, and then I'll share my final thoughts in the field. I am in the jungle with the shovel. We've got it connected so that there are just 3 sections to form the shaft. There's still 2 more sections to go. We'll test that later in the form of a long shovel. At the end, we do have a ferro rod. We'll test that out. And inside the handle, this section over here, we have the blade as well as that saw back. So we'll test that out and we'll see how this actually fares as well, because right now this tends to loosen, and I'm sure with more impact this is going to loosen as well. So we'll see how that holds up. So we'll try it both at the 90-degree angle and that straight angle, and we'll see how effective it is. I'm not out here to destroy this, but I will put it to the tests, and it should basically survive all the regular activities and tasks you use with a shovel. So I'll be interested to test how effective these cutting edges are as well. Alright, let's get started. We've field tested this survival shovel, and I'm going to share with you my final thoughts. Now, in the short form as a chunko, it worked efficiently. Now, the blade edges are very sharp, and I think the shape and the grind do lend itself well to cutting into dirt, no matter what the configuration is, whether it's at a 90-degree angle, whether it's straight, whether it was shorter or a longer shaft. Of course, with a longer shaft, it was easier to get more leverage. You definitely could step in when you have it straight down, and then you have more leverage to pry up. So it is a matter of the amount of energy you need to use in order to shovel. So as a shovel or a spade, as a primary tool, it definitely works very well. So for that purposes, I think we can say that it's very effective. Now, due to the blade grinds and so at the edges, they're very good for cutting through roots. So because of the weight of the tool, the overall weight, it is quite heavy. It was able to slice and cut through roots very effectively, which makes clearing in the jungle very effective as well. Now let's talk about chopping like an axe. Now obviously this isn't an axe and will not perform as well as an axe, even a bad axe, but we wanted to give it a shot, so we did try to chop some wood. Now if you have it cutting the wood at 45-degree angles and you're precise, it cuts into the wood and is very effective in getting out material. However, if you don't cut in at an acute angle and you try to hit it straight on, or you hit it almost like a blunt force straight on, what happens is it loosens the collar. So many times if you are not accurate in cutting at that precise angle, this will loosen and you have to tighten it again, and this happened multiple times. So in a sense, it is the user who has to take note of this, but you have to be accurate. Now in the jungle, if you're working and you've spent a lot of time, your energy is depleted, you're thirsty, it's tough to always be precise, so you might end up having to tighten this collar many times as you work. But again, this is not its intended purpose as an axe, but it could cut through if you really need. So in a survival situation where you can have that 1-2 option, then obviously it could work. Now we tested the blade as well, so that's this primary knife. Now we didn't have high expectations. One thing to note, this just screws in here. As you can see, now we've tightened it, but it just screws in. So when it's in the handle, and if you're using the shovel feature or the axe chopping feature, this will definitely loosen. But it never loosened to the point that it came out completely. It will just loosen like that. So if you are going to use this, when you unscrew out the head, you then have to make sure you tighten this. Now instead of using your hands, you can put this between 2 branches, clip it like that, and then really tighten it and use leverage. And when you're just using in your hand, it's fine. Now for what it is, it's a decent blade. Now nothing like your primary fix or even folding knife, but it could cut through rope, vines, and maybe food packaging. It isn't a particularly heavy duty knife. I don't think it's designed for that. I would never batten with that. You do have 2 blade edges, and then you have this cap lifter over here, and there's the saw. So we tried the saw. Now it technically can work, but it takes a lot of work if you want to saw through something. Even a small piece of branch less than 1 inch in diameter takes a lot of effort to cut through, and this is quite common with this sort of built-in back saw within a knife. So maybe more of a root cutter or a notch cutter, like if you're making 10 pegs or you're making traps and you just want to make a notch, then I would say that's what this is for. It's a notch maker more than an actual saw. So who is this survival shovel for? First, let's talk about the price point. It's not inexpensive. It's $100 US, so that's quite a lot to pay for a tool. However, if you look at it as what it's meant to be, a 1-2 option, a survival tool, it might be worth considering if it is not your primary survival tool. So I would never recommend anyone to just take this out to the jungle. Don't bring a parang, don't bring a fixed blade, don't bring a saw, just bring this out to do all your tasks. In that sense, I think that would be the wrong reason to get this particular item and to bring it out to the field. Due to its weight, I would say this is also probably better as a vehicle option. It packs really small, so it doesn't take up much space. Keep it in your vehicle, and if you need it in that situation where you're in a vehicle, then you'll be happy to have this because it can perform a lot of tasks. But I say that also, it should complement a primary fixed blade or designed to do a specific job. So that's how I view this. As a complementary survival tool, kind of a 1-2 option to support your primary tools, I think this is actually pretty good. It is made very well. Materials are good. The fit and finish is pretty good. Doing the task that we didn't really have much problems. Everything still holds up very well. Of course, this is not a long-term test, so it's hard to say. However, if you view this as a survival tool option that you keep in the car, that you're not using all the time, then I think this would probably hold up and serve your preparation needs pretty well. Well, those are my thoughts on this Zune Lotto survival shovel. What are your thoughts on the shovel, or maybe you have some of the other models? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.